So, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing the Broke Family in The Sims 2 for the very first time. I did not play many of the pre-mades back in the day, so I decided I would visit them now since Brokes are one of everybody's favorite, most iconic families. And after playing them for 2 hours, I totally see why. The Brokes are really living up to their name. They start off with very little funds, and one thing that I learned throughout playing, that I've been learning generally and over time as I've been playing The Sims 2 now more than The Sims 4, the economy in The Sims 2 is a lot more difficult than the economy in The Sims 4. Every time I go into buy mode and build mode, I keep thinking, I'm so used to Sims 4 prices, and I go in there and I'm like, wait, no, that's so much more expensive. Like, a bathtub is like 300 simoleons, or a shower is, and I'm just like, what? This is like 150 in The Sims 4. Like, I can afford this with very little money normally. But yeah, The Sims 2, definitely the economy is better. I don't know how you would want to describe it, but it's just better. With playing this household, I took the time to do some aspirational stuff and spend some of the points that Brandy starts the game with, because those things are very helpful in this game, because getting fired from your job is a very real possibility. And I got her the plead from the social worker, because I know there's a good chance my kids are probably going to get taken by the social worker, because they always did in The Sims 2. I was really bad at looking after my children. So this gives me a way to potentially stop that if that happens. Because I know that once they're taken, other families can adopt them, but once they're gone, they're gone. Also, free will is on, which was a thing I never used to leave on, because Sims are so stupid when free will is on, but that's kind of what gives any Let's Play some of its chaos, is Sims making decisions for themselves. And it's nicer when they do things in the background, because you're not always going to be controlling them, and you're not always going to be paying attention to every little thing that they're doing. I cut out the audio in this part, the game audio, because Brandy of her own free will chose to turn on the stereo, and I can't have that on YouTube, so bad Brandy. That's the time that Sims having free will and having stereos in the house is annoying, because every time they do that, I'm going to have to cut out the audio, or just take the stereo away. Brandy starts the game with no job, so at this point I'm just waiting for Rod Humble to bring me my free PC, because if there's anybody who needs a free PC, it is the Brokes. Speak of the devil and he shall arrive. You will notice as time goes, each scene cuts, that the house may have changed bit by bit. Like, I put a desk in Dustin's room for the computer, and I sold the end table that the stereo was on so that it could go on the desk. Should have sold the stereo, honestly. So at this point, I had Brandy looking for a job, and eventually I settled on the night security guard one because it's night hours, and then Dustin will be home to take care of the babies while Brandy goes to work. Like, it would also make sense to have her go to work when the kids go to school, but as they're babies, they're not going to school. So instead of having to pay for a nanny, which we do for a brief minute, it makes more sense for her to work at night. Eventually, as most of you probably know, Brandy is currently pregnant because she got knocked up by Skip before he died. And I assume the implication is that she killed him because the pool is missing a ladder. I believe that's pretty much the accepted story. Don't know why, but it's never, like, the motive I've never heard really anybody talk about. Like, what would motivate Brandy to have killed her husband? We don't know, do we? If you know more than I do, please let me know in the comments. I'm curious. Happy to talk about it with people. The thing is, Brandy's job doesn't start until Tuesday evening, and it's Monday. So Brandy has a whole day at home. She has the rest of the day to do whatever, to look after Bo. And honestly, I don't remember at this moment whether or not she ends up going to work. Because I'm pretty sure shortly after this, it becomes apparent that she is pregnant and she gets put on maternity leave as soon as she starts to show a baby bump. But while she's not showing, she can still do a workout since she needs to gain a body skill for her job, so that's what I had her go do. While Bo continues to sit there, pounding away on his little xylophone, working on becoming a musical prodigy, which is going to help us out later when he grows up, because I do put in an easel and he starts painting, which is child labor. It starts helping make us some money because Brandy needs all the help she can get. And even though Dustin's in the criminal career track, he doesn't end up holding on to that job. He gets fired because I picked the wrong chance card. But honestly, in the end, it's for the best. He's able to spend his time focusing on school, and then he can be there to take care of his siblings rather than work. Let Brandy make the money, Dustin. You just focus on being a high schooler. Get your grades. You can work when you're an adult. Is kind of a common theme for my teenagers in The Sims, as they often, while they try to help out the family, they often end up having to raise their siblings because there's a single parent who cannot do all of the work alone. It is a lot more challenging than I think people realize until they're in that situation. I have no video evidence to show you that that's a thing that happens a lot with my Sims, but it has been my Sims storyline for several of my Sims families, and it looks as if the Brokes are going to be no different. Dustin gets to raise his siblings like one of my other Sims, Damien Lidio, did, because his mother is a single mother. She's a bit of an alcoholic, and Dad left in the middle of the night, so it was left to Damien to raise his siblings. He actually just recently had his birthday, aged up. Well, actually, he left the teen. He's not a young adult yet. He moved to the city, got himself an apartment as a teenager, and he wants to be a musician. He wants to be a touring musician, so that is going to prove to be a real challenge for him. He has nothing in his apartment except, I think, a shower and potentially a sleeping bag on the floor, which now that we've enchanted by nature for The Sims 4, he can sleep on the floor. But yeah, his apartment is completely empty. Something Dustin, I'm sure, will potentially be able to relate to. Maybe Dustin runs away from home. Maybe he runs off with Angela, and they try to go make a go of it together. Dustin brings Angela home from school, and they end up having their first kiss, which you'll get to see that cutscene here in just a moment.
Nar food. Clash to Dinova. Piccolo Boga. Yakuru Kuni Shadakus. Bliva. Kashum. Ah, Labrador. Uklad never. Oh, cream of the key. Oh, Diva. Oh, Cabanum.
Oh, silicone.
Rosita.
Sì.
Cabalon.
Oh. Sag Jagnavo? Lotso.
Oh, Graminiva.
Korfna. Kachulamo?
Munaki.
Alushtana? Lakosha.
Come on, no. Simakash.
Feed a tum.
Ego room. Go no. Dibot.
I don't think I'm going to talk at you the whole episode. There's going to be chunks of time here where you just get to listen to the ambient sounds of The Sims 2, because I figure that's really what people are here for. They're not watching my Sims content because I'm entertaining. They are watching it. They're not even watching it. They're watching it from behind their eyelids, which I'm totally fine with. If that's the way you consume Sims content, I get it. I do the same thing too. It helps put me to sleep. I'm right there with you. I understand. So I'll shut the fuck up. But yeah, these chewing sounds from Angela here, she's eating a slice of pizza, are actually a little bit unbearable. So, like, also is, like, one thing I've noticed is, with replaying The Sims, the original game, like, the painting sounds are terrible, too. Like, I'm not saying the sound quality is bad, or that the sounds that they don't sound accurate. It's just a horrible sound to listen to. I don't like it. I hate it so much. Another thing I wanted to bring up, like, if you have played the Rogue Family, what did you end up doing with them? Let me know in the comments below. I am curious. I'd love to talk about The Sims with you.
Zuchalaba. Gofula kenis taloch.
Labrador. You?
Took out the audio in this last part of this scene because Dustin did that annoying thing with his free will and turned on the stereo. I'm either going to have to turn off free will or get rid of every single stereo that's in any house in this game, which, like, probably not a bad idea to do maybe both. But without the free will, like, they won't do interesting things in the background that I can comment on, so maybe we leave the free will on. Eventually it's going to annoy me during gameplay so much that I have to turn it off. It always did back in the day when I would play. Like, I can't give my Sims free will because they're so stupid. It drives me bananas. Granted, I'm not the same easily angered individual now that I was then, but holy crap, like, I had such a short fuse with their nonsense. Am I alone in this? I know there's no way I am. Do you play with free will on or off? Doesn't matter which version of the franchise you're playing. Do you allow your Sims to have free will? I know a lot of YouTubers do, and I assume it's because that way they're always doing something. They're not just standing around doing nothing. Because for some reason, as soon as you hit record, it becomes impossible to manage more than one Sim. I don't know why, but it does. Happens to me every time, and I'm just like, what do I have you do now? Like, normally, if I know that I'm not technically being watched, then I can keep tabs on it, and my brain keeps moving, but as soon as there's footage rolling, like, my brain just ceases to know what to do. As you can see, I had Dustin get a money tree to help them out because, again, if there's any family who desperately needs help, it is the Brokes. And I need to make sure that they always have just a little bit of income in case Brandy can't go to work one day, because I need to do needs management, which is much harder in this game than in The Sims 4. Like, in The Sims 4, you can send your Sims to work with at least one low need, and it won't completely tank their work performance. In any of the other previous Sims games, it is not that case. You have got to be on top of their needs and make sure they go to work in a good mood, or the chances of them getting fired go rocketing up exponentially. So, yeah. But also, money trees in The Sims 2 only give you, like, at most 40 simoleons per time that they produce, and one simoleon after that if you harvest too frequently. So it's not like in The Sims 4 where the first harvest is 8,000 simoleons, and if you upgrade the quality of the money tree, the next level is 11,000. I don't know what comes after that because I've never had a money tree that was perfect quality in The Sims 4 yet, so I don't know how much you get. I've heard that it's like an astronomical amount. Like, you absolutely don't have to work anymore. Like, at 8,000 simoleons at the first harvest, you really don't have to work anymore. That should more than pay your bills in The Sims 4. Even if you've got a relatively large house, like, bills that are more than 8 grand is a little insane. One of the things that I realized early on in this play session is that the Brokes desperately need more than one bathroom. Brandy needs her own, and eventually she does get her own, but that was when I discovered that showers are like 300 simoleons in this game, and I build an addition to the back of the house, and the only thing I can put in it is a toilet, because that was under 300 simoleons, I think. It is insane how much things cost. I am not used to that at all. I used to know, because I used to play this game all the time, but ever since I've been playing for, like, it's been many, many years, I have forgotten. It's understandable. Bo is aged up now, and for the time being, he will be sharing his mother's double bed. Because children and adults can share a double bed if they have a close enough relationship. And our family, of course. A random adult and a random child cannot share a bed for obvious reasons. But yeah, we don't have the money for Bo to have his own bedroom or his own bed. Eventually we will get there, but that's gonna take a minute. Brandy doesn't make a whole lot of money at this point. I think she gets like one promotion during the course of this episode. Like, it's much more challenging. And even with the little money tree and everything, it's like, it's just not enough. They're still just barely surviving.
Aba.
Norga.
Mamãe Bone, assim bate o canai. Bone, Bone. Urubi.
Shamshog evidence Trixie kuna wall.
Raglagla. Shabuka ni kaso.
Abu. Ang kuno. Ibola.
Sunod ka dyan.
Woohoo!
Sikora.
Oh!
Siga. Rashubla.
I actually think I would like to see the return of the cinematics in The Sims 4 from The Sims 2. How do you feel? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. Do you like them, or
Ramlatige!
would they be just another annoyance in The Sims 4? The notifications are already an annoyance. And the pop-ups that happen in The Sims 4. And all the unnecessary phone calls from your neighbors asking you for advice about what to do. I don't know why I'm turning this video into a bitch session about The Sims 4. I still like the game. Still playing it in my own free time because it is fun. But there are definitely some things about The Sims 2 that were just better.
Sunod ka dyan. Lavuka? Ah, Shalobu. Labogio. Laguna ba? Oh, let's zoo. Kuya. Rakola? Ah, Shalo. Lagusikon. Rovalam.
Rabala tingo. Somata.
We should all feel bad for Brandy here because she literally woke up, went into labor, and then had to go to work right after giving birth. But she really needs the money. And that's what it means to be poor, folks. This is why people are upset and in the streets about billionaires existing at all. If you can't afford to miss a day of work, you're not free. If you can't afford to take a sick day to care for yourself or a loved one, you're not free. If you can't afford to live, to do anything, you're not free. And yet, we have built this ridiculous system, and now I'm just ranting about capitalism, but it's my favorite thing to rant about, so yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Zuvga. Bishuvlaki natom. Makosevi anatork.
Movito? Kabasini. I get
Azam kado. Blishavo dun kado. Pista?
I do gusti.
Makisa bom.
Staro.
Mika fozika. Mikla shofiza gom. Mafov. Cookie makazo. Rafuv la vie.
I know Dustin has a want here to go to university, but I really just don't see that happening unless Brandy is able to find someone else to come into the household and take care of her and the babies. Dustin's probably gonna have to just age up and get a job. and maybe Bo and their baby brother Skip. Yes, I named the baby after their dad. Maybe Bo and baby Skip will have an opportunity at a better life. Dustin's gonna make the best of what he's got, but Dustin is kind of just SOL at this point, unfortunately. I mean, he'll have Angela, which he'll probably marry his high school sweetheart, and Angela will probably be able to provide for him in a way that he will never likely be able to provide for her, because I'm probably gonna have him join the criminal career again when he ages up. Because that just kind of feels like his destiny, unfortunately.
Patila. Vashnubu. Iko punanan. Jabulu. Vampuru.
Upda.
Ikaw, Ikina.
Bort. Dum. Zid. Loga tu. Loga. Upda. Zuki bam. Gibam. Gum. Lakadu. Sikat.
Bo, I imagine, is going to be like an artist or a musician because he's really drawn to that easel. Whenever I don't have something, I'm not directing him to do something, he is immediately going over to the easel and starting another painting, which is super helpful. Thank you, Bo. But also, like, kind of dictates how your future goes, which I'm like, that's cool, fine with that. We can work with that. We can use the creative in the household to help make us some serious dough. At least in The Sims 4, that's a significant way of making money. I don't know if in The Sims 2 it's really the same, but it's been a long time since I've had a sim like at the top of their skills and really been able to make some significant money. But also, notice he was in Platinum Aspiration just all on his own, because he is able to satisfy his wants without me even directing him. I really didn't pay much attention to Bo at first. Just, the child stage is really not horribly interesting. The same is true in The Sims 4. Like, there is such a limit on what children can do anyway, and they still need help. They're not babies, they're not toddlers, they're not helpless, but they still can't cook for themselves, although there is that oven here in The Sims 2, which I should maybe consider investing in for this family, although so far there's plenty of food in the fridge. It hasn't been an issue. So Bo, maybe he will get to go to college. He will probably have to get some solid scholarships to go, though, because I doubt we're gonna have the funds for that. Dustin will do his best to help his brother, but it's not looking great. They don't have the leg up that you would want to give your kids if you could. And most people do want to give their kids the best fighting chance at life that they can. They're just not always able to. Typical Sims. Sim walks by. Brandy is lightly attracted to him, so I had her talk him up because her social was also a little bit low. And so maybe we've got baby daddy number 2. We'll see. I don't even remember what his name was.
Ooh. Iko pulanan.
Kalkadi, Katsula! Dagafit, Dagafit, Dagafit! Kika! Suchalakit! Kalkadi, Katsula! Zuchalapa. Gofula kenis taloch.
Applicano!
Chapo! Mablogda. Jagustilak. Hakor.
Dustin rolled once for a cell phone and a handheld video game player, and it took me a moment to remember that none of that kiosk that came with the University Life expansion for The Sims 2 doesn't exist anywhere in the world. So even though I sent Dustin to go to a community lot, he walked there to go buy one. I wasn't able to. I had to exit the household, go into the map, and then add that kiosk. I added a couple in a couple different venues, so that when I'm playing other families in Pleasant View, that they can just go get cell phones, because they're all gonna roll wants for it. Which, like, it's kind of nice that you have to go buy a cell phone, unlike the more modern games where they're just, in 3 and 4, they were just given a cell phone. Which, like, also I understand, because everyone pretty much has a cell phone nowadays. That is the standard. Dustin meets Lilith while he's here, and I had her chat up with her for a little bit, because I've never understood why Dustin and Lilith weren't together. He's a criminal and she's kind of goth. Like, that would make more sense than her and Dirk. But also it makes sense that she is attracted to the nice boy and Angela's attracted to the bad boy. Like, that's a thing that happens.
Jamuga.
But Lilith, I have other plans for her. She's not gonna stay with Dirk. She never did the first time I played the Pleasance. Lilith's fate is aligned with my family, the Vatrons, Angel and his sister Princess. Prin is actually Lilith's soulmate. They end up getting married, and it isn't a great relationship. It's pretty rocky, because Prin learns from her brother, who is a bit of a womanizer, and is a bit of a womanizer herself. So yes, I do plan on playing the Pleasance, as well as probably all the other pre-mades in The Sims 2, especially in Pleasant View. Like, the Burbs I never played, the Ramaswamis never played, but curious to see what some of the lore is. I know the lore is always the best part of this, has always been hailed as the best part of The Sims 2, and I've always agreed that it was, even though I didn't play a lot of the pre-mades. I'm gonna play the Goths, the Dreamers, anybody that's in the bin, anybody that's in the world. I'm gonna find out what those households are all about. And probably the same goes for the households in Strangetown. I can't ever remember if it's Strangetown or I know it's Strangerville in The Sims 4, but my brain can't remember what's what anymore. Too old for this shit. I can already see how Dustin's life will likely play out. He's going to age up, marry his high school sweetheart, and they're gonna immediately start having kids, and he's gonna realize that he just spent his teen years raising children, and he doesn't want to have his own kids, so he's probably going to just leave, and leave Angelo with a couple of kiddos. It's not great, but I can definitely see that being the case.
C'est bien c'est les
Je coule que bon, non,
Você pedeva.
Mamone, Asiba Jukanai, Tampone, Urubi, Isa, Opo, Yo, Nagaki Moga, Gabu Baba, Iketsu, Bala Bala, Tibai, Lonobo.
Jabba, Jabba-ba-doo. Juby Jish Baba. Yappa-da-pa. Jabba. Jabba-doo, diva. Jabba-doo. Jabba.
Ito pula na. Sabulo. Shush.
Kuna, Tiba. Ah, kita coba. ما شوف لي gamba do.
Rise of
Corvaki, Shafuz.
Papyrus.
Here you go. Come on, Mira. Here you go. Sera, Isuna.
Hypnobird.
Zuchalapa. Gofula kanis taloch.
Oof, Dagmar. Oops. Never that.
Sika. Lukta. Zukilam. Gib. Ba. Bor. Kaba. Lukta. Zukilam. Gibam. Sika. Fundi. Tamam. Bort. Sie. Lukta. Zukiba. Gibab. Oba. Loga tu. Semoga.
Who's the way crown, huh?
Bort. Oh, Yugoloma. Boulouge de Bon. Racolamo? Oh, go Baduna. Zugaloo. Ragalugaman. Oh, Lagabon. Kapalokanist? Shamo. Love Glagadon. Lakabolaba. Shakum. Glabodi? Shikola. Kabola Kajo. Shikola Kabosila. Renagalo. Lagabon.
Hoga bounce witness. Mamma mone. Atiba.
Lavuka? Oh, show me.
Oh, man.
Ha! Hukluta!
Galuva Makitua. Shakul. Kafolamu. Oyukumo. Komanuga. Chibo. That's one. Ew. Akona.
Lambert Chambliss, the lead. Trap, gap.
Dojda. Kitoba.
Wahi, adobaso.
saboteur.
Sipkoton. Enter polete?
Good singwa. Mushkamata. Mosake. Swanga. What's in the meaning? Washa. Missilana. Wash. Hola. Yeah. Uzelene. Polamos? Jinogabon.
Okay, this was a bit of a long one, but this is where we're gonna call it. As usual, if you have enjoyed this content, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as we are working towards monetization on this channel, and any little bit that you can do is very much appreciated and definitely helps out. So if you would like to see more of this long play content, like the video.